folks, welcome aboard the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. I'm doing a gift request, and it's a Merle Haggard song, Holding Things Together. I don't think I know this song, which kind of shocked me, but we don't know someone's entire library. Maybe I do know it, but just not by that title. But it was requested by Bethany Moore, who made a gift to the channel for me to do it. So Bethany, shout out to you. Thank you for the gift and this request. And a big part of me is hoping I don't know it, because I love hearing like new songs. And I don't know if this is one of Merle's early ones or if it came like later. I'm not quite sure. You know, it's one of these things where with artists too, that back in the day, they used to put out a couple of albums. There were A&D departments at the labels, artists and or A&R, artists and repertoire. They would work on developing the artists, their stage presence. They would work on their repertoire, their songs, how they're put together. They had team. Now the artists basically have to come self-made to the stage, and they'll work with them a bit, but they've already got to have a bunch in place. So back in the day, if a label believed in an artist, they would put out an album. If it didn't sell great, they would work on them again for the next album. They wouldn't just cut them after one album. And now with this microwave world, in this world, microwave world in which we live, you got to be like good right away, or you don't have as much latitude. But what happened back then, and Billy Joel, I saw an interview with him a couple decades ago where he said, like, and Springsteen too, they said they never would have made it in today's environment because their first albums weren't the big chart toppers that they later became. But here's the thing. They put out a couple of albums that were so-so, but like by the third album, when they put out a couple of songs on there that were big hits, people went back and bought the earlier albums. And then they became familiar with those songs. But some of the songs on those albums just aren't very well known. I don't know if that's the case with this type of thing, because Merle obviously became Merle. He became the Hag. So let's just find out. Here, Holding Things Together by Merle, courtesy of Bethany. What a beginning.
Holding things together ain't no easy thing to do when it comes to raising children. It's a job meant for two.
I knew it.
Alice, please believe me, I can't go on and on holding things together with you gone.
Aw, where'd she go?
Today was Angie's birthday. I guess it slipped your mind. I tried twice to call you with no answer either time. But the postman brought a present I mailed some days ago. I just signed it, love from Mama, so Angie would know.
Ouch.
Holding things together.
You hear they bring in a female backing vocalist here? I've talked about this a lot on other songs, where when you bring in a backing vocalist at a certain time, it adds a whole different dimension to that moment in the song. And this brings in the togetherness of the two, but it's sort of ironic because they're not together any longer, but it gives you that additional sense of being forlorn.
Ain't no easy thing to do when it comes to raising children. It's a job meant for two. Alice, please believe me, I can't go on and on holding things together with you gone.
Ow. usually the guy leaves in these songs or in real life.
Alice, please believe me, I can't go on and on, holding things together with you gone.
That's rough, man. I mean, some songwriting is so good because we don't know why she left. She's just gone. Fill in the blanks. She's gone. That's all you need to know in a song like this, or in some circumstances. One big detail is all you need to know. But the songwriter in the had to show on some level that he was a good dad, that he was a good man, and not if he was a jackass and then she left because she was getting beaten or something like that, then you'd be like, all right. But then you really wouldn't have this song. They had to show him to be a good guy. Like in screenwriting or storytelling, there's the best book I ever read on screenwriting was titled Save the Cat. And the premise behind that title is that when you have an antagonist, like a bad person, in a movie, which every movie has a bad person, and that's the person that challenges the protagonist. But you just don't want to make them out to be pure evil, because then you can hate them. What you want to do is make the audience still kind of like that person, like Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers movies. You know, he's doing this horrible stuff to blow up the world, and yet you kind of like the guy. But Save the Cat, the premise is you have your horrible character do something that draws you into them. Have them save a cat. And you're like, well, he actually cares. All right, so in this situation, you've got the dad signed the card, love mom, just so they wouldn't know. So he's trying to protect them. So you're drawn into the guy. That clues you in that he's a good dude. And that's sort of the impetus here. So then it's like, well, why did she leave? We never found out. But come on back, the kids need you. You know, and it's rare when the mom leaves. It's rare. It's far more common when there are marital problems that the man leaves just because the mom she gave birth to them. I mean, and generally raised them. You know, in today's world where things are all, in many ways, just absolutely kittywampus and people have lost their minds. The women give birth, so they're naturally more attuned to the kids. They spend more time with them from the moment they give birth. But the dad is important to be there their whole lives too. But in this case, the mom left. So, yeah, Bethany, interesting choice on this one. Very interesting choice. What am I going to rate that? It was a heartfelt. So Merle's voice was strong as could be in this one too. And I love that they brought in that female vocalist when they did, because it really introduces a whole different, not quite literary device, but not far from the idea of what that constitutes. Just different feel, different sense, bring in a little irony, but maybe a little hope. The whole, you get to interpret it as you will. All right, the number that popped into my head on this one was an 8.5. I mean, it's tough rating a Merle song, just like it's tough rating a George or a Hank song, because they're the cream of the crop. So I kind of rated against their own library and or repertoire. And but it was a nice song. I liked the instrumentation, and it really just said, please come on back. We got kids. So there you go. All right, Bethany, thank you again for that. You can thank Bethany for that, folks. And there you go. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.